Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, the UEFA Champions League is back, baby. We've seen a lot of beautiful football. We've seen some big results, some amazing performances, some controversial calls. But ladies and gentlemen, on Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, it was the main event time. The real big elite of Spanish football started their Champions League season today. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We were the main event and we did not disappoint. Man like Rashi, MBE young boy, stepped up today. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He reminded everybody who the guy is, ladies and gentlemen. He had to remind everyone, man. Put some respect on my name. Man like MBE young boy, Rashi Rash. Had to show them, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Omar BYT. And you all know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is match reaction time. Barcelona started their Champions League. Yes, we had to wait. We had to wait. We were very patient. All the big boys played. And then we were one of the last teams to play in the Champions League. We had to play on a Thursday. Sucks, but it is what it is. Everyone was talking about the Newcastle game. Even I knew the Newcastle game wasn't going to be easy. I knew the Newcastle game was going to be a tough game. Listen, put some respect on Newcastle. They gave it their all. St. James's Park is going to be a place where a lot of teams are going to struggle in this season. A lot of teams. But let me tell you guys this, ladies and gentlemen. I predicted us to win 3-2. I said it was going to be close. And in the end, ladies and gentlemen, it was close. But guess what? We got the win. We got the W, ladies and gentlemen. And look, I'm not going to lie, man. That performance, the first half wasn't really great. Second half, we were getting pegged back. For most of that second half, we were getting pegged back. But the moment, ladies and gentlemen, Koundé found Rashford free in the box. Free header. And that goal went in. It was time. Man like Rash, ladies and gentlemen. I told people, since the match reaction of the Valencia game, I told you all, this game against Newcastle is going to be integral. Rashford is going to be the game changer. And he was. He was the game changer, ladies and gentlemen. He got his goal and he said, you know what? It was so nice. I had to do it twice, ladies and gentlemen. You guys thought the first goal was fraudulent. What are you guys saying about that second goal? What are you guys saying to me about that second goal, ladies and gentlemen? He had to put it top corner, ladies and gentlemen. Outside the box, bro. Cut inside on his right. Smashes it. No chance for Nick Pope. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, 2-0 comfortable. Bro, it could have been out of sight. But in the end, they got their goal right in the end. And listen, I'm going to get into the whole game. But I just wanted to just give you guys a little bit of a preview of the game. But now, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this game in general, ladies and gentlemen. Now, to be honest, I was very surprised by this lineup by Flick. Very, very, very surprised. When I saw Frankie de Jong in the starting 11, I was confused. I was very, very confused. When I saw Kobashi in the starting 11, I was disappointed because I wanted to see Christensen. I was happy to see Araujo. But really, apart from that, I think everything else looked good. This is the lineup that I wanted to see, minus De Jong and minus Kobashi. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Let's talk about every one of these players individually, because I want to talk about every single one of these players individually. Let's start with this guy right here. Ladies and gentlemen, this right here, you are looking at the best goalkeeper in the world right now. I don't care what anyone says. Come at me all you want, ladies and gentlemen. This man right here is the best goalkeeper in the world. No goalkeeper right now is talking to Joan Garcia. No one. Nobody, ladies and gentlemen. Joan Garcia today, that save he made in that first half. That save he made in that first half from, I don't know, was it Anthony Gordon? Those are world-class saves. Those are saves that a world-class goalkeeper makes, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that performance, ladies and gentlemen. 90 minutes. 5 saves, ladies and gentlemen. 5! He's a contender for man of the match today. Absolutely cooked. Absolutely cooked, ladies and gentlemen. And look at that. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. 21 out of 29 passes, accurate passes made. This was an elite Elite performance today from our goalkeeper. And listen, guys, I need to go straight to this guy next. Because you know what it is with this guy, right? Everybody likes to criticize this man. Everybody's always quick to jump on the Araujo hating wagon. But today, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to hear no hate on my defender. Put some respect on Araujo today, ladies and gentlemen. He was the best centre-back out of everybody today. He was a rock in the defense today. Rock! I wanted to see you perform today against that physical attack. And ladies and gentlemen, Araujo, you turned up. You today, you get a standing ovation. You get a standing ovation. You cook today. You deserve every single praise you get today, because that is the kind of performance I want to see from you. This is the Araujo I know. This is the Araujo that we were calling the best defender in the world back in 2023. This is the Araujo. I want to see more of this guy right here. I want to see more. You've given me a taste. I want more now. What a performance. Best defender on the pitch today, ladies and gentlemen. But ladies and gentlemen, he wasn't the only one. He wasn't the only one, because you know who else was one of the best defenders? This man right here. This guy right here, this is my man of the match. This man right here was my man of the match. This is my man of the match right here, ladies and gentlemen. Jules Koundé. Look at his defensive work rate today. Look at the defensive work rate. Absolute defensive rock. Absolute defensive rock. Harvey Barnes could do nothing. What did Harvey Barnes do in this game? What did Harvey Barnes do? Nothing. And not only was he a defensive rock, but guess who started the goal? Who was the man who found Rashford in the box, ladies and gentlemen? Man like Jules. People always talk about his defensive work. Today he showed everybody, yo, I can do it in attack as well, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful cross. Finds Rashford free in the box. Easy as you like. An assist and a great performance defensively, bro. You are my man of the match today. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I need to also talk about this man right here. This guy right here. Gerard Martin. Gerard Martin, brother. My brother. You were one of the people I was very critical about. I was very critical about you. Very critical. But you know what? You cooked today. You cooked today. Today you had Elanga in your back pocket that whole game. Elanga today? Ghost. Elanga today thought he could use his space against you, bro. You absolutely nullified him, bro. You absolutely shh. Sit in the corner and just shh. That's what you did to him today. What a performance. What a performance. What an elite performance from you, Gerard Martin. And listen, with Balde's injury, this is what I want to see. This is what I want to see from you, my friend. I want to see more of this now. Now I know you have this in you, bro. Give me more. Feed me more. I want to see more of this. And I'm going to say this now. Now look, I don't have much to say about Kobashi, to be honest, guys. I don't think Kobashi was great, but he wasn't bad, so I'm not even going to spend too much time talking about him. Let's go to the midfield. Pedri was very quiet for most of this first half. Second half, he turned it up. Turned it up, right? But today, I will be honest, I think that the midfield pairing was actually the highlight of that first half. He was actually the highlight of the first half. But listen, let's talk about a man like Frankie. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Frankie de Jong today completed the most passes in this game. 86, ladies and gentlemen. Most accurate passes with 99%. 99%, ladies and gentlemen. This brother did not lose the ball once. I think he only lost the ball one time. 86 passes. And you completed 85? Nah, man. Listen. Don't disrespect my guy De Jong, man. He wasn't even, and you were talking about a guy who wasn't even 100% today. A player who wasn't even 100% today, ladies and gentlemen, cooked. Let's go to the next guy. I need to talk about this man right here. You stink today. You stink today. You stunk out the place. That was a stinky performance. Stinky. And you are going to be benched. Sorry. You played well in the weekend. You were shit today. Whole bench. And you played 90 minutes, so you're most like, you got substituted in the 90th minute, so you hold bench. Let's talk about MBE Young Boy. MBE Young Boy! It's time to talk about MBE Young Boy, ladies and gentlemen. Today you brought back the Rashford of 2023. That was a great performance. See, this is what you need to do at Barca. Take your chances. Show the confidence. Listen, the English media are not here to bother you anymore, bro. You're in Spain now. This is your second chance, bro, at the top level. Take it while you still can, bro. That performance today is just a preview. I want to see this in the weekend against Getafe. Show us games, multiple games of performances like this, and bro, we will have that conversation. We will have that conversation. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about these two. Because let's first of all talk about Lewandowski, because I want to end with Rafinha. Lewandowski today was poor. But you know what? I don't blame him. Because this brother was literally starving today in that attack. He was starving, ladies and gentlemen. Starving! He could not... There was nothing in the box today, bro. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And let me go to this final guy, because I want to end with this guy. Rafinha, today you were a joke. I don't care if football gave you 8.0. You ain't getting no 8.0 from me, bro. You were trash. You were trash, bro. You were the worst attacker on the pitch today. You were the worst attacker on the pitch today. But you know what, bro? I'll let it go, because we won. But I want to see a better performance, bro. Because you cooked in the weekend against Valencia, bro. It's time for you to make it up this weekend against Getafe. But what a performance, ladies and gentlemen. I am so over the moon. Okay? I knew this game was going to be tough. Okay? I didn't expect us to even keep a clean sheet, to be honest. But you know what? We won. And we won in style. And you know what, right? Sometimes games like this, when you're not always at your best and you win, it's always better. It always shows you. Even if not at your best, you can always keep winning. And you know what? No Lamine Yamal in 2 games, and we've won both. And you know what? This game was tough. And even without Lamine Yamal, we found a way to win it. So you know what? Fair play to the team. Fair play to the manager, and fair play to every single person who was involved today in the game today. Because I'll be honest, I know I was critical for some of them, but really, the second half was a huge improvement, and we got the win. It wasn't 10 out of 10, but a win is a win, and I will take that every single time. But let me know what you guys are saying in the comment section below. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, ladies and gentlemen. UEFA Champions League is back, and our next game is PSG. And we are ready. Big up to every single one of you guys. Smash the like button. Visca el Barça. Visca el Catalonia. And peace, you guys. Take care.